Okay, so for our song today, we're going to be singing about a worm, and his name is Herman. So the words go like this. It says, sitting on a fence post, and you're going to sit down, sitting on my fence post, chewing my bubble gum. You're going to go like you're chewing, playing with my yo-yo, wee-yaw, wee-yaw. Okay, like this, you're going to go down like you're playing with a yo-yo, and then you say, along came Herman the worm, and he was this big. And he's going to get a little bit bigger each time. And then you say, and I asked Herman what happened. He says, and then he'll say something that he ate. Okay? Does that make sense? Let's try it all together. It goes like this. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, wee-yaw, wee-yaw, when along came Herman the worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? And he said, I ate a fly. Sitting on my fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, wee-yaw, wee-yaw, and along came Herman the worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? And he said, I ate a strawberry. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with a yo-yo, wee-yaw, wee-yaw, and along came Herman the worm, and he was this big. And I asked him, Herman, what happened? And he said, I ate some chicken. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, wee-yaw, wee-yaw, and along came Herman the worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? He said, I ate a watermelon. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, wee-yaw, wee-yaw, and along came Herman the worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? He said, I ate a Christmas dinner. Sitting on my fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, wee-yaw, wee-yaw, and along came Herman the worm, and he was this big. And I said, Herman, what happened? I burped.
Hi guys, this is Data and I'm back with another science video for you today to follow along with, or you can just watch if you're interested in that too. Today we're going to be dealing with hydrogen peroxide, which is a corrosive liquid, so you're going to want to make sure you don't get it in your eyes. So if you have glasses, that would be good to wear. Make sure you have parental supervision, and you don't want to get this on your skin or your clothes. If it does get on your hands, just wash it off with warm soapy water and everything will be okay. So we have a few different materials that we're going to be using today. The first is dish soap. Any dish soap works. If you have food coloring, that is also a great thing to use. I don't have any today, but you can use it if you want to. You're going to need some yeast, hydrogen peroxide like we already talked about. Mine is 3%, but if you have 6% hydrogen peroxide, that would work even better. But 3% that you'd find in like a grocery store works just as well. You're going to need warm water, a container that our reaction is going to take place in. I have a beaker, but if you have just like a measuring cup like this but a little bit bigger, that would work too. Another smaller cup, a spoon, a half cup measuring cup, and a tablespoon measuring cup. So we're going to be making elephant toothpaste today. If you've heard of that before, it's really cool. The main part of the reaction is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is a liquid, you can hear it, made out of hydrogen and oxygen. And it is stored always in opaque bottles, which means that sunlight can't get through, because when sunlight gets through, then it starts to break down hydrogen peroxide and turn it into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So we're going to be doing that same reaction, but just speeding it up a little bit and making it really cool. So the first thing you're going to do is clear your workspace. You're going to want a little bit of a tray, just in case anything overflows, then you have a safe space. The first thing you're going to do is measure half a cup hydrogen peroxide. So again, you're going to want to be careful with this. If you have an adult present, that It'd be good to have someone supervise. So they're going to pour in half a cup. Carefully there. And then pour that in your container. Make sure you put the lid on tight. Then you're going to take your dish soap. You don't need to measure this, just put in a good bit. Just do a squirt. Mine is yellow, so that's cool. And then let's put in some more. Then then you kind of swirl it around there. Just a little bit to get it mixed in. And then that's that. And then right now, if you have food coloring, this would be a great time to put food coloring in here and just stir it around. So we're going to set this aside for a minute and make our yeast mixture. So the yeast is called the catalyst in this reaction, and it's what makes this break down. It's not doing anything other than just helping it along. So we're going to take our yeast and our tablespoon and get a tablespoon of yeast and put it in our container there. And then our warm water. You don't want it to be boiling, you just want it to be warm, but not cold. It has to be warm. And you're going to measure 3 tablespoons warm water. So this is 1 tablespoon yeast, and we're going to put 3 tablespoons warm water in. So 1, 2, 3. And you're going to let it sit for a bit and stir it up. Takes about 30 seconds. You'll see some bubbling. It's just the yeast is activating. So that's good, that's what we want. So keep stirring it. You should see some clumps start to form. Just leave it there. And then take this. I'll leave it for a little bit more. Okay, so I think it's ready. So then what you're going to want to do is put the yeast mixture, you're going to combine it with the hydrogen peroxide, and it's going to make a lot of foam, and it'll be really cool. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So it makes a lot of foam, and then if you add food coloring, then your foam can be different colors. So even though it looks really cool and you might want to touch it, don't touch it because it'll irritate your skin. But it is very cool to look at, for sure. And you can take your spoon, if you want, and play with it there. So it's kind of like, it's foam. That's what it is. It kind of feels like toothpaste. So this whole thing is filled with foam, and then you can make it like a volcano. This is why you need a tray. So it catches all the foam. So there we have it. There's our reaction. So we broke down our hydrogen peroxide, and you saw all the bubbles. That was the gases as they were breaking apart. And then it makes foam. So there's our experiment. I hope you guys liked that. I know I did. This is one of my favorite ones. Bye!